Picture a language model writing a long, detailed answer. Standard retrieval systems grab documents once, right at the start, and then the model is on its own for the rest of the passage. But by the 10th sentence, it has drifted into territory those first documents never covered, and it starts inventing facts. Flair fixes this by retrieving as it writes. Before committing to each new sentence, the model drafts it, checks how confident it feels, and only pauses to fetch fresh evidence when it senses it is guessing. Let us break it down. Here is the loop Flair runs over and over for every sentence it produces. Watch how a single draft decides whether the model reaches for new evidence. Everything starts with a guess. The model writes a temporary draft of the sentence it is about to produce, looking forward instead of backward. This forward-looking prediction is the heart of the method, because that provisional sentence becomes the signal for whether outside knowledge is even needed right here. Once that draft exists, Flair inspects the probability the model assigned to each token. High confidence means the model likely knows this material already. But if any token falls below a set threshold, that low probability is treated as a warning sign that the sentence rests on shaky, ungrounded knowledge. This is where Flair earns its name. When confidence dips under the threshold, the model takes that very draft sentence and uses it as a search query to pull in relevant documents. It retrieves what it was about to claim actively mid-generation, rather than once at the very beginning. Now the model rewrites. Armed with the freshly retrieved passages, it regenerates the sentence so the shaky parts are grounded in real evidence. Then the loop repeats for the next sentence and the next, so retrieval keeps pace with wherever the generation actually goes. So why bother with all this looping instead of one clean lookup? Here is the contrast laid side by side. Traditional retrieval augmented generation fetches documents a single time, based only on the original question. For a short answer, that is perfectly fine. But across a long passage, the model wanders into subtopics those initial documents never touched, and with no way to ask again, it fills the gaps with whatever it can invent. Flair instead retrieves again and again, right when the need arises. Each sentence gets its own chance to trigger a fresh search, using the model's own draft as the query. So the evidence stays matched to the current point in the text, which is exactly why the authors built it for long-form, knowledge-intensive tasks. Strip it down and 3 ideas make Flair work. The signal comes from a look ahead. Rather than guessing what to retrieve from the question alone, Flair drafts the actual next sentence first and lets that provisional text reveal what knowledge the upcoming content demands. Anticipating the future of the passage is what makes each retrieval so well targeted. Retrieval happens on demand, not on a schedule. The confidence threshold acts as a trigger, so the model only stops to search when it senses uncertainty. Confidence stretches flow without interruption, and expensive retrieval is spent only where the model actually risks getting the facts wrong. This design targets long outputs. The authors reportedly evaluated Flair across 4 long-form, knowledge-intensive generation tasks, where a single upfront lookup breaks down. By interleaving retrieval with writing, it keeps lengthy generations grounded from the first sentence all the way to the last. Alright, let us lock in what matters. Flair stands for Forward Looking Active Retrieval Augmented Generation, a method that decides when and what to retrieve while the model is still writing. Before each sentence, the model drafts it, then checks token confidence, and only a token below the threshold triggers a fresh retrieval. Instead of retrieving once from the original question, Flair uses the draft sentence itself as the search query, actively throughout generation. This keeps long, knowledge-intensive answers grounded far better than a single upfront lookup. Want more AI research turned into plain English? Come explore it with us over at standarity.com.